What's up, folks?
What's up?
I'm Chris.
I'm Sean.
And we're the Whiskey Noobs. So, we have been sent samples since really the beginning of our whiskey journey.
Yeah, our first supporter.
From JJ over at Jam Jar Bourbon Jam.
Yes.
And on Instagram.
It's good.
And we are on, again, sample L.
Yeah.
We have been sent some pretty incredible whiskeys from JJ. Stuff we would never get our hands on.
Yeah.
Some pricier stuff, some rarer stuff, some craftier stuff.
Yeah.
Some of we have really enjoyed.
Yeah, we've purchased some of the bottles based on what we've gotten. Yeah.
Some of it,
We didn't enjoy so much,
some of it we've not enjoyed.
but we promised to be honest.
Yeah. If go back and watch Sample C, still, in my opinion, one of the best videos we ever filmed.
I couldn't agree.
Like one of the most off the cuff,
Yeah.
just realistic.
True.
Speaking our truths about how we think about the whiskey.
Yes.
So check that one out if you haven't already. So we're going to pour this. We are going to nose the whiskey, taste the whiskey, talk about the whiskey. Again, this is a blind pour.
Yeah.
We do not know what is in the glass. I'm going to give us both a little bit more because I want to make sure we can revisit it if we need to.
Interesting color.
Looks like whiskey.
It's holding pretty well. It's got a good little wave ripple there.
All right, so this is always the most fun with any of JJ's samples.
The first smell.
The first smell.
Yeah.
And we can tell based off of one smell, usually with these samples, I would say almost in every scenario, whether or not we're going to like it.
Yeah. Whether it's
So
one of our...
Here we
things we
go.
like.
Here it goes.
Oh, that's interesting. That is...
Smelling kind of like a rye to me.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. At first, the very first smell that I got was very sweet and kind of cotton candy caramel kind of a thing. And then all of a sudden, the botanicals and a little bit of medicinal kind of hopped in. Yeah, I would definitely say I'm getting rye on that for sure.
I get a medicinal note, but it's a friendly medicinal, like a sweet, like a kid's flavored medicine, right?
Yeah,
Not like a Lefroy iodine kind
not
of
an adult
medicinal.
kind of a medicine. More of
Definitely more of a rye medicinal note.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm getting some of the sweet grass, but I am getting a little bit of chocolate on there, some cocoa nibs ish. Something that smells like cocoa nibs, like.
So they say in whiskey tasting, one of the worst things you can do is bring up a reference no one else gets.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're gonna do tasting notes, you should keep it something that most folks know or can experience. Right.
Generic.
Yeah, generic.
Yeah.
You don't pick something kind of off the cuff. So some folks will know what this is, some folks won't. This smells like a sassafras root.
Oh, hold on. Almost like a root beerish kind of a thing, but
Yeah, so sassafras.
sarsaparilla or whatever.
Yeah, so we have sassafras trees that grow locally in this area of North Carolina.
Yeah.
They're in all the fields. Pretty much anywhere you have cattle, you'll have sassafras. I think it's just mainly because it does really well in new growth environments where stuff's been trampled down.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm getting a bite of the sassafras.
we used
on
to
there.
chew on sassafras roots as kids, and
I've
this has
done
got
that.
like a sassafras note to it, which is also a medicinal note, right? It's something that they would have made traditional medicines out of. And
It is. It's got it's kind of a mix between a ginger and what's the word? What the other thing I'm looking for?
yeah, I'm definitely getting like a ginger root.
Yeah, but that sassafras root, I'm totally getting that. I'm almost like. Have you
It's
ever
nice.
had?
It brings back memories of my childhood. Like,
Yeah. Have you ever had horehound candy?
no.
No. I'm getting a horehound candy off of this. Not a strong, but just an undertone of a horehound candy.
There might be a little bit of black licorice on there, on the back end of it.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
It's a nice nose, though.
It is.
It's not your basic bourbon or rye notes.
No.
It's definitely more unique than that.
I'm getting a little butterscotchy cookie on the front nose of it, like some scotchy chips or something,
Yeah, I'm definitely getting
Yeah.
a little bit of baked goods on it, like
Yeah.
fresh baked cookies.
just on the very front, and then it
And it's
goes
very
then it
faint.
goes into the rest of what we.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that it's not good to pick out a very specific note. That's something that you and I typically do, though, is kind of give it our own memory.
Well, I
brand,
mean,
and-
ultimately, I'm not trying to sell this whiskey.
No.
So
No,
but that changes kind of how I talk about it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just trying to relate it to how I experience it, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I could maybe try to find a substitute for that tasting note or that nosing note, but I almost feel like that's not the point of it.
Yeah.
Whiskey,
I agree with that.
Whiskey should be. Well, there's a couple things whiskey should be, right? You could talk about this all day, but to me, your experience with whiskey should be something that is individually your own.
It's personal. Yeah.
That you share with other people.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's an aspect of it where you should really be enjoying the whiskey for what you enjoy about it, right? But at the same time, being able to share that experience with others.
Right.
So it's this weird mix of like something being yours, but then also being something that you share. It's a really great mix of things.
Some of the conversations we've had with people in our lives or other people in the community about what they get off of it has been some of my favorite conversations.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of encourages them to bring their own. And I think some of the people we really get along with are the ones that bring their own tasting notes to it. They're like, no, I'm getting this off of it. And yeah, so.
That's the fun part for whiskey for me. It's like trying to find that thing that correlates to me and that my experiences.
Yeah.
And again, this is bringing back childhood. I mean, I can flash back to being a kid with my siblings, running around, pastures and in the woods and like, oh, there's a sassafras tree and let's cut off a piece of it and literally you suck on it. I mean, I don't know why we did that. I think some adult just showed us, hey, you can do this, and we're like,
you do it. Okay,
this is what we do, and like it's just
why not?
Part of being a kid in the South.
So this is a comfort whiskey for you then?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying the nose.
That's awesome.
And again, with JJ samples, usually if you like the nose,
you're gonna like
it's gonna be a good whiskey.
So cheers.
So cheers.
Yeah.
Do you get some peat off of that? Or maybe some barrel char or something?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not getting it till the very end, but I was getting a lot of like dark chocolate, not dark rich chocolate, but like some what I'm talking about, some bitter dark chocolate off of it, kind of in the middle. That was a complex taste right there. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm really confused because I feel like I'm getting some peat on it.
Yeah. No, I'm getting peat in the back end. And it's sticking around. The finish is long. And it's a long, peaty finish. Now, the proof isn't super high.
No, this is a lower proof.
Yeah, it's not a super high proof.
It's a friendlier proof.
Yeah, but I think it's got enough complexity. Why would you need
if this was a
this?
Scotch, it would be the first Scotch we've received from JJ.
It's not a Scotch. I can't be. I'm getting too many rye botanicals on this for being.
I mean, for us to get peat from it though. So
if it was a malted rye.
So it could be a single malt. But I'm getting peat from it. So I mean, the only alternative to the peat would be the char from the barrel.
Yeah.
That smoky influence.
Or if it's a peated rye. Like a smoked rye.
Yeah, but finding something peated in the States is pretty rare.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think I just got punched in the eye. I just got punched in the eye by something on my glass.
Every once in a while, I don't know what it is because whiskey's never fizzy.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like I get hit in the eye with a particle of whiskey.
I did just.
How does that happen? Like it just splashes exactly
it's like
right.
Shampoo or soap in your eye. It's like, God.
Splashes exactly right. All right. So off the initial pour, I didn't chew it. Right, I just drank it the way I would just drink a normal pour.
Yeah.
The medicinal is definitely still there. For me, it's more of the sassafras and the licorice, right, and the friendlier medicinal notes.
Yeah.
To me, the finish is kind of peaty. It's very subdued. It's not like overpowering.
No, it's definitely blended well within it. But now I'm getting a little of the smoky peat on the nose.
And again, if it's not peated, right, because it's not screaming peated Scotch to me, but it definitely has a peated note to it.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be something that has some type of...
It's not a peated Scotch.
Interesting char or maybe like a double oaked or something. That it's just really getting like something extra in there that I don't get.
I'm not getting bitter oaky on it.
No, I'm not.
It could be the age of it.
I don't get bitter oak from a Woodford double oak.
I don't either.
It's not an overly woody whiskey to me.
No, that's true. Some people might differ.
This pour, I'm going to chew it. So I'm going to put it in the mouth a little bit. I'm going to chew on it.
I'll do the same.
one of JJ's terms is chewy whiskey. You know, so how does the mouth feel? That texture.
Yeah.
So let's see how that is.
Ooh, that was a completely different whiskey. Completely different whiskey. I'm getting some of the oak age in that one. That chewed up. I got less of the cocoa.
Yeah, I gotta say that
I'm not getting peat.
I'm not getting so much of the dark chocolate. I am getting the bitter note you're speaking of. And to me, it's not chocolate; it's more wood.
On the chewing,
I'm getting peat off of this. Like I just have to say,
I get peat on this one.
It's peaty. Yeah. Like there's a peated note.
I've got it before. I'm not disagreeing with you, but when I chewed it this time,
and it's in the finish. It's in the back of the throat.
Yeah, it's subtle. It's subtle enough that I didn't get it on the first nosing.
So I'm not even finished this. I'd be willing to say that I'm really enjoying this pour.
It's complex. It's unique.
Proof wise, this thing is sub 90.
I'm gonna go with 90, like 92.
Yeah. Okay. I'm saying
yeah,
so
45%
or lower. I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm thinking 92 to 95.
So we're both easily sub 100.
Yeah.
It's firmly in that territory. Oh man, the nose is really sweet now.
Yeah, it's almost a cookie. I'm getting a cookie. It's like we're in the same stages of that. Let me hit that.
I just got hit by one of the flying particles of whiskey.
Is this a particle whiskey, JJ?
It's just like fizzy whiskey.
Huh.
Got me again. Got you again.
I don't know if you got me or it got me. I don't know which.
This has a really nice nose. It's very delicate and kind of
it's on the
sweet.
lighter side or right in the middle of it because it's got some darker, heavier note. I don't even say heavier. It's just got some darker notes, but it's a light whiskey.
Well, see, to me, the notes that I'm getting are just very distinct. Like the sassafras and the licorice are distinct, but they're not super dark. They're not super heavy. They're just distinct.
Yeah.
But it just smells like a lighter whiskey. I mean, honestly, I am skewed a little bit based off of previous samples from JJ. I'm thinking that this is in the rye territory.
Yes.
So I'm thinking this is an American rye.
Yeah.
But it's got some really interesting notes in there that make me think that it has some
Scotch.
If it's an American single malt, it's the friendliest American single malt we've had.
God, but I'm not getting some of the funk that I get off of American single malts.
I'm thinking this is rye.
It's got to be rye.
Yeah, and it's a nice rye.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna finish my pour off. You're a little bit further along.
I am. I've been kind of taking my time through mine because it is so complex, and it's definitely not a background. I mean, this would be something that once you try it, you'll know that's what it is every time you have it.
There is definite char on this. Like I'm thinking it's less peat now, and definitely more of the char coming through.
Not a toasted. Is it toasted?
Could be.
Maybe?
Yeah, could be. Very well could be. There's definitely more of that char influence or charcoal influence on the tongue and the palate and the finish.
Yeah.
Than a lot of other whiskeys we've had.
I agree. This would go good with some smoked meats.
Yeah, this is like a charcuterie board. This would be great.
Oh yeah.
This is a good whiskey.
Yeah. I agree.
So the other thing that we try to guess, so we both think it's a rye. So we're going with American rye proof. I think we both could agree that let's say 90. We'll have a consensus. We say it's 90.
I think
you think it's slightly higher than that?
I think it's about 95.
Well, you think it's slightly higher. I think it's slightly lower.
We'll come to the middle. 90. Okay.
We're going to say it's in the 90 territory.
Okay.
A couple proof points makes no difference.
Right.
I think it's American rye. It's really nice. It's complex. It's got lots of good memories in it for me. For that factor alone, I would seek this bottle out.
Yeah.
Because I'm enjoying that aspect of it.
Yeah. It's sophisticated whiskey.
Price is really difficult with JJ's as well because some of these bottles we get sent from her are what we consider a premium bottle.
Yeah.
Over the $100 mark. Based off of what I'm experiencing with this whiskey, I would feel very comfortable paying. I'm not even going to guess how much it costs. I'm just going to say what I think I would pay for it. What I would pay for it.
Okay.
It's an $80 whiskey. I would be comfortable at $80.
I had something similar to that number in mind.
I would be willing to pay more for that. I think if I was getting more in the proof category, but because the proof is lower on this one, I don't really feel. I feel like $80 is kind of like the sticking point for me. Lower than that, this whiskey is a steal.
Oh yeah, if it's less than $70, it's definitely a steal.
Oh man, that empty glass.
Yeah, and as I'm finishing out, I'm getting less of the sweets. A lot of that char and the finish of the oak and everything is kind of taken over. So I'm getting a little more of the bitterness out of it.
So a term we hear in Scotch a lot here lately has been perfectly balanced. Mm-hmm. This is a really well balanced pour. Like there's enough of the char influence, the barrel influence, maybe the wood influence, but then the sweet and the medicinal.
Yeah, I will say this though. This is not a friendly pour. In other words, I would
not
not.
For everybody.
I would. This is not approachable. In other words, I would not pour this for somebody and be like, that's pretty new into whiskey and say, "This is delicious."
You need to be a little ways down your whiskey journey, I think, to enjoy this one. I think your palate needs to adjust a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe more to those influences as far as the char or maybe that peated aspect that we're picking up.
I agree. I agree, but I enjoy it.
This is not basic.
No,
there's nothing basic about it.
No.
All right, so. Delicious stuff. Normally, we have my beautiful wife behind the camera who tells us what the whiskey is. Have we missed anything? I think we're good.
No, where would you buy it?
Oh, I already said that.
Yeah, okay.
I'd pay $80 for it. I'd buy it.
Yeah, I'd put it on my
honestly, if it's something I can get locally, I would probably buy it. I'll go buy it. Yeah, it's a good whiskey. I would have this on my shelf for sure. And I think it would be a good whiskey to introduce to someone, to your point, who's maybe a little bit into their whiskey journey. Yeah. And you'd be like, oh, well, you've been having whiskeys, been enjoying this. Here, try this.
Yeah. Break it up a little bit with this, because this is definitely refreshing.
Yeah. All right, so here's the reveal. This whiskey is Peg Leg Porker. Now, that is a name for a whiskey. Have you heard of this?
I have. I passed on it a couple of times.
All right, so Sean says he's seen this. So Peg Leg Porker, that is the craziest name for a whiskey I've ever seen.
It's got a wine bottle looking bottle, and
funny that it appeals to my my childhood. This is something. Yeah. This is like a sandwich at one of the local restaurants or something, right?
Yeah.
And so we have some of the notes. My wonderful wife is incredible. She's wrote down some notes about what JJ thought about it.
Yeah.
Based off of JJ's Instagram page. If you're not following JJ on Instagram, go check out Jam Jar Bourbon Jam.
Please do.
Yes. Yeah. She tries to be very humble about her whiskey tasting and her notes.
She's classy.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
She writes for Drink Hacker, and she puts us to shame. So we are her comic relief.
Yeah.
And we're okay with that.
We strive to achieve the levels of.
She sends us free whiskey.
Tasting.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So JJ said she thought it was thin and finishes quickly.
I don't know. I got a lot of I can still taste whatever I've got.
It's still there for me. It's not overpowering, but it's there.
So can I just stop for a minute? What I know about Peg Leg Porker is I think they have a barbecue as well that they do. In other words, and a lot of their stuff.
It makes sense. I thought it was a sandwich.
And a lot of their stuff is meant to go with smoked meats.
It's so funny you said that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And so that's what I know about Peg Leg Porker. Their stuff is specifically
would
meant
go
to pair
well with a meal.
Yeah.
Like it really would.
Yeah, especially, like something smoked, like a brisket or a smoked rib or something,
Yeah, or just seeing something off the grill. I mean, anything off the grill.
Yeah, so I mean, that's interesting that we got all of that off of that, because that's what they are known for, is, that kind of pairing with the smoking of meats.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's their thing. So, yeah. Anyway,
we have another note here. It says she is going to let it sit for a while and try again in warmer weather.
Definitely a warmer weather whiskey. I believe to me it's a spring or summer whiskey.
I mean, this is anecdotal, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's apparently Alexa thinks I'm talking to her.
Her name is now anecdotal.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that this is a cold weather whiskey, but to me it's a good whiskey year round.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't pigeonhole this one into the warmer months.
Yeah. It's hitting a lot of the warmer month notes for me. And I think JJ saying
if you're thinking about grilling out or smoking or things like that, I mean, if you were to invite me over, and you're smoking some ribs on the grill, and you were to pour me this would be a great pairing. And I would really enjoy it.
Yeah.
There you have it. So it sounds like maybe JJ's still on the fence about it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to check back in with her and see if she's revisited it and what her thoughts are.
The fact that it's an 8-year Peg Leg Porker, I'm going to say it's probably at least an $80 bottle.
Yeah, and
based off of what I've seen,
we do not know for sure how much it cost. My wife did say she was having difficulty pegging
lane.
it down. So I will drop the price of this bottle on Caskers here. And yeah, so definitely something that if I saw it, I would pick it up. I've never seen this before.
I've seen it a couple times, but not the 8-year. I've seen some different ones. So.
If I saw this, I would pick it up. I think it would pair great, like you said, with some smoked meats.
Good barbecue whiskey.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. This was Sample Ale from JJ over at Jam Jar Bourbon Jam. JJ, as always, thank you so much. We do not deserve your generosity.
No.
We still haven't figured out what you think you're getting from us. We as far as our tasting notes, I feel like maybe we're barbarians compared to you. You're the savant, but it's okay. It's right there in our name, folks. Whiskey Noobs.
Yes.
But thanks so much for watching. And if you're watching this on Instagram,
head over to YouTube.
Get
the full video.
Be sure to ring the notification bell. You'll stay up to date on all the new videos we have coming out.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to Instagram. Give us a follow.
Yeah,
wonderful community over there.
Yeah. Great.
Lots of fun lives, lots of fun shenanigans.
A lot of great people.
Yeah, if you're into coffee, there's some coffee content.
Yeah, some coffee stuff coming up.
Yeah, so check it out. And you can find the links for both of those pages on whichever platform you're watching on. So you'll be able to find that very easily.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm Chris.
I'm Sean.
We're the Whiskey Noobs. We need more whiskey. Cheers till next time.